Anatomies. Time for another Anatomies Anywhere workout. Today is going to be strength training. Our focus is primarily going to be on the upper body. So if possible, I'd like you to have two different sizes of weights, something lighter, something a little heavier. So I have 7.5 pound and then 10-pound dumbbells. You can do 5 and 7, you can do 5 and 10, whatever you've got. If you only have one size, don't worry, you can make that work, okay? We will get on the ground a little bit today, so if possible, have a mat or a towel or something you can put down, just for comfort if you're gonna be on a... we're back, okay. So, to get started, we're gonna warm up with some light weights. So grab the lightest weight that you have. If you have weight plates, that works great. You can use kettlebells or you can use dumbbells like I have. So these are my lighter of my two sizes. I'm gonna go ahead and start with those. What I'd like for you to do is hold them out in front like you're holding a barbell with an overhand grip. All right, we're just gonna start with a nice slow row. So we're gonna hinge forward at the hips. Then the weights are coming right about to the knee line. And then you're just gonna pull the elbows straight back and then lower the hands and then stand back up tall. Let's try that again. So we're gonna tip forward, bracing through the core with a long spine. I'll show you from the front. I want you to notice that my elbows are pulling straight back. This is warming up the upper part of our back, okay? Now, I don't want the elbows out wide like this. I want them to go straight back so these weights come right to your ribs and you're squeezing your shoulder blades together. Lower the weights and then stand up tall. Do that again for me. Tip forward, pull back, big squeeze, lower the weights, and then come on up. Let's do a little quicker. We're gonna stay down and we're gonna row 3 times. So we're gonna tip forward. Here's 3, here's 2, and 1. Come on up. We're gonna go right back down and do that again. Here's 3, here's 2, and 1. Come on up. One more time. We're gonna do that triple bent over row. 3, and 2, and 1. Come on up. Now take a nice big shoulder roll, resetting the shoulders back and down. Weights come out in front. We're just gonna slide the weights up the body and then lower them back down. So this is an upright row, warming up the shoulders. I want you to notice that the weights are just sliding up, coming right to the chest line. I'm just pausing it at the top. Notice that my elbows are in line with my shoulders, so they're not up here. I don't want you to shrug your shoulders up. Keep the shoulders down as you just slide the weights up and down. Good, let's do this a little quicker. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5. You got 4 more. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Now go ahead and bend your knees. Put one of those weights down on the floor. Hold on to just one of your weighted items. If it's a dumbbell, grab a hold on either end. And I want you to take the weight and put it up over your head. Now I don't want your arms like this far back. I want you to slide them slightly forward so that you can see the elbows out of the corners of your eyes. You're gonna lower the weight behind the head and then bring it back to the top. So we're starting nice and smooth to practice the move and to perfect our form. I want you to squeeze your elbows together tight. Sometimes when it's heavy or we get tired, this happens, right? Elbows start to open out to the side. Don't let that happen. Squeeze them in tight. Another thing I want you to notice is that the weight is just coming right here behind my head. I don't want you to bring it all the way down here where it's hitting the back of your shoulders or your neck. You're gonna stop right here behind the head. All right, let's do some singles. Down and up for 8, 7. Really focus on the elbows, staying in tight. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice and easy. Lower it back down in the front. Go ahead and bend your knees. Pick up the weight that matches it. So now you've got one in each hand again. We're just going to do a nice, easy little bit of bicep curls. So we're just going to curl the weights up to the shoulder and then bring them back down. So when you come all the way to the top, I'm going to pause it here. Notice that there's a little space between the weights and my shoulders. I don't want you to let the weights touch you. Keep them out here. At the bottom, it's a full extension of the bicep, which means you're going to bring the weight all the way down where the back of your hand is actually tapping your thigh. So we're going to ease them up and down. Nice little squeeze. Up and down. Good. Give me one more smooth. Now we're going to do those singles. You got 8 quick. Here's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4 more. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Bend your knees. Put both weights down on the floor. And we're actually going to come down to the floor. I want you to get into a plank position. It looks like you're at the top of a push-up. So your wrists are going to be under your shoulders and you're going to be up on your toes. If you need to go on your knees for this, you can. Now, I want you to step one foot out wide, and then you're going to rotate and reach up. This is warming up the core and the shoulders a little more. Now, step back to the plank. Let's do the other side. Step wide, rotate and reach. The whole torso rotates. Bring the hand down, step back. Do it again. Step, big rotation. Bring the hand back, step the foot back. Other side. Wide lunge. Rotate and reach, hand comes down and go back. Now, put your knees on the floor, put your forearms on the floor, slide your knees back a little bit, and we're gonna hold a hover. On our knees, really big squeeze on the core. If you want a little more, you tuck your toes and lift your knees up, and you're into that hover on the toes. Here's 8, 7, squeeze, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. All right. Since we're on the floor, we're just going to go ahead and stay down here and start with our chest work, okay? So I told you this was going to be primarily an upper body focus workout today. I want you to switch to your heavier weights if you like. If you want to stick with the lighter weights, that's okay too. Your choice, but you can do the heavier ones for these chest presses. So go ahead, have a seat. And then you're going to take a weight in each hand. You're going to roll yourself back. So you're on your back. I want your head and shoulders connected to the floor the whole time. Squeeze the belly button down tight to the spine. Feet are going to stay planted on the floor. Now you're going to take the weights up overhead. Straight arms, knuckles to the ceiling. Just slide your wrists so that they're out a little bit wider than your shoulders. So we're going to ease the weights down and then push them to the top. Right when your arm starts to touch the floor, that is when you're going to start that return back to the top. Ease it down and up. Now let's go super slow to the bottom. Down for 8, 7, 6, 5. Barely moving. Here's 3, 2, and 1. Just as slow to the top. Resist. Don't beat me to the top. Now let's do singles. Down and up. Here's 7, 6, 5. Core is tight. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, nice and easy. Rock yourself up. I want you to drop those weights off and switch to your lighter weights. If you started and you did the press with the light weight, just keep what you got. We're going to do some chest flies, okay? So, this time, your palms are going to be facing in towards each other, and I want you to have a little space between your weights. Don't let this happen where they're touching at the top. Now, we're going to open the arms smooth to the bottom. Now, you're just going to lift one arm up at a time, then the other one. So it's a single arm chest fly starting from the bottom, and what you should notice is you're working the whole time, because even when only one arm's moving, you've got that isometric hold at the bottom. You're going to bring the weight all the way to the top so it comes over the shoulder, and your elbows are soft. They're slightly bent, and your arm and your weight never touch the floor at the bottom. Good. Now hold, 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 hold. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ease the weights up to the top together, and then ease them back to the bottom. You feel that? Core is tight. Head stays on the floor, nice and smooth. Good. You got 2 more. Close them up and open them up. One more time. Bring them up and bring them back down. Nice. Rock yourself up. You can put those weights to the side, and then you can come on up to your feet. Always challenge yourself when you're getting up off the ground, whether it's during a workout or you've been cleaning or you've been playing with the dog or the kids. Always challenge yourself to try to get up off the floor without using your hands. See if you can do it. If you can't, no worries, but work towards it, okay? Moving on, so we've done the chest. If you need a little stretch, you open those arms out wide, with your thumbs back. Should feel really good all the way across. All right, so we're gonna do the opposite. We did the front, now we're gonna work the muscles on the upper back and a little bit of low back as well. So what you're gonna need for this is back to those 2 small weights. All right, now we're gonna incorporate a little bit of legs into this, but really the focus is the back. So we're gonna start with a lateral lunge. I'm gonna go this way first if you wanna come with me. So we're gonna step into that lunge leaning forward. Notice, if you scoot over a little bit, my weights are framing my knee. Okay, I'm gonna lean forward and I'm gonna keep my eye gaze to the floor as much as possible because this is gonna end up straining my neck. If I'm leaning but looking up like this, we don't wanna put that pressure on the neck. So, in your lateral lunge, eye gaze to the floor. It's a reverse fly. You're gonna lift the arms, then you're gonna lower back toward the knee, and then you're gonna push back. Let's go the other way. I'm just trying to make it where I can stay on your screen for you. So, we're gonna tip forward, we're gonna do that reverse fly, we're gonna lower, and we're gonna come back up. Now let's do singles. Step and fly, come on up. Other side, reverse fly with a lateral lunge. Step and lift. The elbows are soft, they come to shoulder height or lower, but never higher, okay? Lower than the shoulders is okay, I just don't want you to go higher. Squeeze. You got 2 more, 1 on each side. Last one. Good. Okay, take a quick little breather. And what I want you to do is maybe get your bigger weights. If you want to keep the smalls, that works too. We're going to do a few more rows. We did some of these in the warm-up, but I'd like you to do it with a little heavier weight this time, okay, now that you're warmer. So, feet about hip width apart, maybe a little wider, it's okay. Stand nice and tall, shoulders are gonna roll back. Now we're gonna tip forward, we're gonna row, we're gonna release, and we're gonna rise. Again, eyes to the floor, try not to look up and strain your neck. Tip, elbows straight back, squeeze in that back, good. Tip and row. When you hinge at the hip, your knees are gonna bend just slightly, but I want you to keep your legs mostly straight. Now let's do a triple row. Stay down. Pull 3, pull 2, and 1. Come on up. Go right back down and do it again. Pull 3, pull 2, pull 1. Come on up. Awesome. Bend your knees, put those down on the floor. And if you want to get a quick sip of water, or if you need any other type of recovery, do it now. You can walk around, you can stretch, you can drink water, you can wipe your face, whatever you need to do. A little twist, side to side, might feel good on your back at this point. All right, moving on to the triceps. Get those smaller weights again. We're gonna do some tricep kickbacks. So tricep is the small muscle in the back side of the arm, right? It runs back here. So smaller muscle groups, we use smaller weights, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hinge forward at the hips just slightly. Knees can be soft. We're gonna pick the weights up so they're right here at the hips. And then we're gonna kick them back to the hip, back to the hip. Now, what I sometimes see when I teach this in person is weights coming all the way here to the armpit, okay? What that ends up doing is taking a lot of the tricep work out and putting in momentum. You end up swinging. It makes it a little easier. You get a little help with the swing and the momentum to move the weight, but not what we're looking for, okay? To really train the tricep effectively, we want to keep the muscle doing all the work, no momentum, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. All right, tip forward. We're going to go back to the hip, back to the hip. Try to keep the elbows up. All right, lower the weights, stand up tall, little break, reset, shoulders back and down. We're gonna go back and we're gonna do it again. We're just gonna change it up a little bit. Little tip forward, pick the weights up to the hip. We're gonna go back and hold, and then we're gonna ease them down. Back and hold. I know, you should feel that right away. Back and hold. One more time, back and hold. Ease them down, put them down. Awesome, little break. Little stretch. Grab an elbow, See if you can put your hand on your back or the top of your shoulder. Switch. This is one of those stretches that we say hurts so good, right? At first, it's like, ah, it hurts. But then after a second or two, you're like, ah, it's a good stretch. Feels good. All right. As we move on, we're going to go to front of the arm, bicep. You pick your weights. Light or heavy, it's up to you. We're going to start with some hammer curls. So, palms are facing in toward your body. Sometimes we'll use the underhand grip, like we're holding a barbell. On the hammer curl, your hands are going to face in towards your body. So we're going to bring them up to the shoulder and then back down to the leg. So we go up and down, up and down, up and down. Let's go quicker for 8, 7, 6, core is tight. 5, your hips are still. 4, no swinging. 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees, set them down. Little grip break, shake, wiggle your fingers, push your thumbs down and back if you need a little stretch. All right, go back down and get them. Always bend your knees, protecting your lower back when you're going down and up and picking up and dropping off weights. All right, this time, palms are gonna face up, but I want you to externally rotate the shoulders so that your hands are kind of on the outside of your legs. We're gonna do bicep curls with the arms rotated out just a little bit. Good, nice and smooth. Squeeze through the core. If it feels heavy and you feel yourself starting to do this, you might want to switch to your lighter weights if you're really having a swing, or try taking a split stance to evenly distribute the weight between your feet. That will also kind of force you to not swing. I want your hips to be still as you're doing bicep work. Good, up and down. Here's your singles, they're a little quicker. It's 8, 7, 6, you can do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Go ahead and put those weights down. Take one hand out front. Pull your fingertips down. You'll feel that lengthen and stretch. Good, good, good. All right, I said this was a primarily upper body workout, which means that's not all it is, okay? We're gonna finish off today with a little work that's gonna train your core, because we know the core is the powerhouse of the body. And we know and we believe that it's super important for ground to standing work. So we end up on the ground, right, for lots of reasons in life. Working, playing, falling. Not that we ever want to fall, but sometimes it happens. You got to be able to get up, right? What if there's no one around? What if you're all alone? No one's there to help you up or give you a hand or pull you up. There's no furniture. You're out in the middle of a field, right? There's nothing to grab onto, nothing to help you. Got to be able to get yourself up. So we like to incorporate that into all of our workouts and all of our classes. Maybe not all of them, but as many as possible. So what I'd like you to do is lay on your back. This one's not going to be completely to standing, but it's just getting yourself up off the ground. Okay, and it's just a different way to train, and it's also good for your core. So what you're going to do is with your feet, your head down and shoulders down, you're going to roll yourself up, and then you're going to roll yourself over into a floating tabletop. My wrists are under my shoulders, my knees are under my hips, and my knees are floating above the floor. Then I'm going to cross back over, and I'm going to roll back down. We're going to do that same thing, but we're going to go the other way. So roll yourself up, and then roll yourself over, floating tabletop. I'm going to scoot down a little bit more so you can see. Here, my knees are hovered over the floor. Then I'm going to cross back over, and I'm going to roll back down. Good, come on up. Roll over to me, little pause, roll back, and then all the way down. Do it again, come on up, cross it over, floating tabletop, cross it back. Guys, we're going to go one more time on each side. Roll up, roll over, roll back, and roll down. One more time, up and over, take it back, and roll down. You did it. Good job, guys. Both feet on the floor, head and shoulders down, hips up, nice little bridge. It's a great stretch. Squeezing the glutes, opening up the hip flexors. Good, nice and easy. Lower down. Pull your knees in toward your chest. Should feel good to release your lower back. Perfect. All right, come on up. Find your feet. Again, see if you can get off the ground without using your hands. Take one hand, pull it behind your back. Grab the wrist. Pull it over here to the side. Let your head follow. Should feel this nice stretch here through the neck and the shoulder. Switch to the other side. Good, good, good. Take a nice big shoulder roll. Take both hands straight up, reach up, look up. Feel your ribs lift. Excuse me. Nice and easy. Lower the arms. Lace the fingers together behind your back. Pull your knuckles down to the floor. Good. Now lace your fingers together. We're going to push the arms away. Tipping forward a little bit. Opening up the rhomboids in the upper back. Good. Now put your forearms right above your knees. Round your back. Let your head hang. Good, nice and easy. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Roll yourself up, bring your head up, roll your shoulders back, and that's it. You are done. You have finished your strength training workout for today. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for being here. Make sure you drink lots of water. Continue to stretch if anything feels a little stiff or sore or tight. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.